Do you know how often sharks attack people? Here are the statistics for the last few years. As we can see, the number of shark attacks on people fluctuates between 60 and 80 cases per year. Some will say that this is not so much, but I think that those who have survived a collision with a shark will disagree with you. For decades, Hollywood has portrayed sharks as relentless, bloodthirsty man-eaters, a perception cemented by films like Jaws. This cinematic narrative has instilled a deep-seated fear in millions, painting sharks as creatures with a conscious, malevolent desire to hunt and kill humans. The reality behind shark attacks is far more complex, and in this video, you will learn all the reasons why sharks attack people. The vast majority of shark attacks are not predatory in nature. A predatory attack is one where a shark, seeing a human as a primary food source, would engage in a sustained hunt to kill and consume its prey. This is an extremely rare occurrence. The widely accepted and most compelling scientific explanation for the majority of unprovoked attacks is the mistaken identity theory. I think that many people feel much better now. The shark that bit your leg was actually just mistaken. This theory posits that sharks are not targeting humans at all. Instead, they are simply mistaking a human for their typical prey, such as a seal, sea lion, or sea turtle. Sharks are opportunistic hunters who rely on a suite of highly developed senses to find their food. Their eyesight from below the water's surface can be poor, and the silhouette of a surfer on a board with dangling arms and legs can look remarkably similar to a seal or other marine mammal. Similarly, a person thrashing in the water, especially in a dark wetsuit, can be easily confused with an injured animal or an aquatic prey item. The shark's initial bite is often not a fatal strike, but rather an investigative test bite. This is a crucial point. A shark's primary way of exploring something new in its environment is with its mouth. When it takes a bite and realizes the object is not a high-fat, high-calorie meal like a seal, it will often release the human and swim away. This is why a significant number of shark attacks result in non-fatal injuries. The shark is not looking for a fight, it is looking for food and has simply made a mistake. Another significant driver of shark attacks is defensive or territorial behavior. Sharks are not machines. They are wild animals with territories, feeding grounds, and a need for space. An attack can be a defensive reaction if a human inadvertently encroaches on a shark's personal space, particularly if the shark feels threatened, cornered, or surprised. This is especially true for sharks that are guarding a food source. For instance, a shark may be feeding on a school of fish, and a spear fisherman enters the area, creating a situation where the shark feels its meal is being threatened. Similarly, a swimmer who gets too close to a shark's resting area or a female shark's breeding ground may provoke a defensive response. Sharks have specific body language to warn off potential threats before an attack. A shark may arch its back, lower its pectoral fins, or make rapid, jerky movements. These are clear signals of agitation. An attack that follows this kind of behavior is not a predatory act, but a defensive one. A way for the shark to say, "back off." Ignoring these warning signs can escalate a tense situation and lead to a defensive strike. Beyond mistaken identity and defense, some attacks may simply be acts of curiosity. Sharks do not have hands, so their mouths are their primary tool for investigating their surroundings. When a shark encounters something new, a surfboard, a diver's equipment, or a person, it may use a bite to gather more information about it. This is a common form of test biting and is often the reason for the majority of non-fatal, unprovoked attacks. The shark takes a quick bite to determine what the object is, and upon realizing it is not a food source, releases its hold and swims away. This type of bite is not an attempt to kill or consume. It is a form of investigation, much like a human would use their hands to feel something. Unfortunately, a shark's investigative tools are incredibly powerful and can cause severe injury to a person. It is also critical to recognize that human factors and environmental conditions play a significant role in increasing the likelihood of a shark encounter. Simply put, human behavior often puts us in situations where a shark is most likely to be present. For example, sharks are often most active during dawn and dusk, which are their prime feeding times. Swimming or surfing at these times increases the risk of an encounter. Similarly, certain locations are known to have higher concentrations of sharks because they are natural feeding grounds. Areas near river mouths, where nutrients and fish schools are abundant, or steep drop-offs, which sharks use as hunting grounds, are more likely to have shark activity. Water clarity is another critical factor. Murky water, caused by rain runoff or sediment, can make it difficult for sharks to distinguish between a human and a seal, greatly increasing the chance of a mistaken identity attack. Even seemingly minor details like wearing shiny jewelry or bright, contrasting colors can mimic the glint of fish scales and attract a shark's attention. In conclusion, I would like to say that scientific evidence overwhelmingly suggests that shark attacks are incredibly rare and are driven by a mix of mistaken identity, defensive behavior, and curiosity. They are not hunting humans, and we are not a natural part of their diet. The reality is that the number of people who die from shark attacks each year is minuscule compared to deaths from lightning strikes, bee stings, or even vending machines. I don't know if this video has calmed you down, but be careful with sharks. Remember, they can bite hard,